Testing. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. Just gonna give it a moment here until we get some viewers coming in. Waiting on some viewers. Maybe nobody will. But we'll start with Odin. Eventually it'll come on. Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Olsen Cruz, and we are live, ladies and gentlemen. This is about the fourth or fifth, maybe more, sixth live with me and my dad here, as we are here to talk about the sport that we love, like you all do, boxing. So much has been going on lately in the sport of boxing that we're going to cover. So much to talk about. It's like a Christmas tree full of gifts. You don't know where to pick. Let's start off with Terence Crawford's performance against Canelo Alvarez. As we all know, that was a beautiful display of boxing. Crawford coming up 2-weight class, 3-weight class.
Oh, yes.
Well, he came up from 154, so he skipped 160 all the way up to 168. So 2-weight class. And after his performance with Madrimov, people were questioning because it was a close fight. Crawford didn't look all that good. So coming into that fight against Canelo Alvarez, who was the kingpin at 168, El Rey, the king, at 168, some people had doubts. Yes, Crawford had the skills coming in, the bitter ring IQ, but at the same time, it's 168. The heaviest was 154, and Crawford was naturally a welterweight, basically. But styles make fights, skills pays the bills, they say. And Crawford was after the third round, he felt good. And he said, you know what? This ain't as hard as I thought it was. I'm going to take it to Canelo. I'm going to box him. I'm going to stay in the pocket. I'm going to fight his fight and beat him at it. And that's what he did. And it was just a sensational performance. And Crawford made history, man. Three-time undisputed champion. Ooh. At 140, 147, and 168.
Amazing.
People that don't know about Crawford, when they hear undisputed 3 times, 140, 147, and 168, they're going to be like, wait, 147 to 168? What happened to 154? What happened to 160? Damn. And that's what Crawford really did. He beat one of the best pound for pound, the cash cow in the sport of boxing, and Canelo Alvarez in that fight. And it was a sensational performance. Now, this is where things get interesting, because now that what's next for both Canelo and Crawford? I mean, Crawford, he's the man now at 168. He's on the throne Canelo was sitting on. He's got all the belts. He's undisputed. But around him are some sharks. Big fighters. You got likely David Benavidez likely to come back down to 168.
Once the money is right.
Turki Al-Sheikh is involved in that. So if David Benavidez gets past Anthony Yarde at light heavyweight, which is a tremendous fight, maybe David Benavidez may consider Turki's whatever offer Turki has, because Turki's involved in it. Turki wants to pay David Benavidez some good money to come back down to 168 to fight Terence Buzz Crawford.
To fight the GOAT.
That's right. You beat Canelo Alvarez. David wanted Canelo for some time. No, he didn't have it, so he went up to light heavyweight. They're saying, oh, David can't make 168 anymore, so he left. No, he was tired of waiting on Canelo. That was the fight at 168 that he wanted. He was tired of waiting on Canelo, and he left to fight different challenges.
Of course.
So now that Canelo got beat, Turki, I'm sure, is going to offer a tremendous amount of money that's going to make David Benavidez turn his head and say, you know what? Let me get Terence Crawford. I think I could beat him. And like how David said, I invite war. I welcome war. Let's do it. And that's with anybody. That was for Anthony Yarde, but it's for anybody. Anybody that fights David Benavidez is in for a long night.
Definitely.
So and that includes Crawford. Crawford he has the skills to fight anybody, but David Benavidez is a problem. Speed, power, 6'2", aggressive, nice chin. youth. He also has youth on his side in this fight. David Benavidez like what, 27, 28?
He got you. He got you. He
So,
got speed. He got the IQ.
Yep.
He got punching power.
Yep.
And relentless pressure.
Yep.
It's something that you need to beat the genius, the high IQ Crawford. Again, when Crawford had his eyes in Canelo, it's been a while back. He said, "Give me Canelo. Give me Canelo." Of course, that was not given to him. Crawford and his team knew all along that they had the style to beat Canelo Alvarez. A lot of people said, why didn't he take a fight at 168 before fighting Canelo? He didn't. He preferred to take the long break, gain the weight, get used to it, stay in shape, and he showed up. He showed up.
Yep.
He showed. He took my money. You know, Jose, I bet in Canelo.
Yep.
And I lost my money, but so be it. Crawford. Let me tell you something about Crawford, right? He seems to be the boxer that will adjust accordingly.
Yeah.
If you bring pressure, he will adjust. If he have to chase you, he will do so. Crawford is a complete, amazing boxer, champion, no doubt.
The best switch hitter in the game. Southpaw, orthodox, however you want it. Crawford is going to be a problem to beat, but you know, if that fight was to happen with David Benavidez, it's going to be a tremendous fight. David is going to be a problem from round 1 till the last. I mean, I hope it happens, but first, David's got to take care of Anthony Yarde. If he does, then maybe he comes back down to 168. You know, he's been a former 2-time world champion there. He was the man that no one wanted to fight at 168. So, especially Canelo Alvarez, as we all know, and he left at 175. So we'll see what happens, man. But Terence Crawford now, he's a man at 168. He said he's not going back down.
He said that?
Yep. But he also has options. He's thinking about, he's open to going down to 160. He's not going back down to 154.
Who would bring the mega money at 160 for him?
At 160. I would say Johnny Beck.
Okay.
Out of Kazakhstan. Hard punching southpaw. I think he's the current WBO middleweight champion of the world. Very crafty. Skill. It's a good fight. It's a good fight.
I like that fight.
I think if Crawford goes down to 160, I think that's the fight that makes most sense. I think that's the most challenging fight for Crawford. I'm not saying that Crawford will lose. And I'm not saying Johnny Beck will lose either, because he just never know, man. I mean, Johnny Beck is really good. He's very skilled. Again, Crawford has that switch stance, so that's what separates him from a lot of fighters. And one of the best, and not only that, for being the best finisher, one of the best finishers in boxing today, if not the best. It's a good fight. Johnny Beck is waiting for that opportunity to fight Crawford. He said if he goes back down to 160 and he chooses me, it's going to be a fight that the fans will enjoy and boxing fans will win that night. So that's that. So until well, we gotta wait to see, because Crawford, and here's the thing with Crawford, he fights only once a year. The thing is now, since he's holding the straps at 168, all of them, will he take another year off, or will he come back in 6 months? Because he usually takes a year off. And like you said, the year off, the last time he took it off before the fight with Canelo, he was gaining that 168-pound weight, building that muscle all this time, of course, resting his body. And so let's see what happens. November 7th on Pro Box TV, ladies and gentlemen, a guy that I interviewed, one of my favorite Puerto Rican fighters. I made a video about it a couple of days ago. Nicolas Flas, 15-2.
Nicolas Flas.
De Vega Alta, Puerto Rico. 10 knockouts. Man, very crafty fighter. Excellent timing. Good power. He's got that dog in him. Ranked number 11 by the WBO. Ranked number 11 by the IBF. Sticking on Tiger Johnson. Tiger Johnson, 16-0, 7 knockouts. Some people call him the oldest prospect, one of the oldest prospects right now, because a lot of people feel that he should have been left as a prospect that level already. You know, Tiger Johnson is, you know, I remember when he first signed with Top Rank and his early days at Top Rank, a few fights in, he had that potential to be, he may be a world champion, but he hasn't, that's in 16 fights, he has not shown that performance or beat anyone yet that would say he's going to be the next world champion. You know, he's had a couple lackluster performances like against Yomar Alamo. And I thought Yomar Alamo won that fight, you know, very highly competitive, but the judges gave it to him. So he got the job done there. And there was another fight there that he had that was lackluster. So coming into the fight with Flas, he cannot come in and give a lackluster performance because Nicolas Flas is going to make it pay for it, literally. Like, Nicolas Flas brings a fight. Like I said, he has a durable chin, good power, nice timing, and just one of the best fighters right now in boxing. And ain't much fighters that can do this, man. Nicolas Flas, while he's on the offense, he's on the defense at the same time.
That is crazy.
So
I saw it.
When he's throwing punches, when Nicolas Flas is throwing punches, he's seeing everything, majority of everything coming back. So if he's attacking in the body, he's getting out of the way to move out from your right cross or whatever and counter you straight to the chin or to the body. He mixes it up. He mixes it, the offense and the defense at the same time.
That's crazy.
Not much fighters can do that. That's a skill.
And he stays in the pocket while doing it.
He stays in the pocket. He can do it on the outside, on the inside, and he can box. He's not just a brawler. Like I said, Nicolas Flas has one of the best timings. He's one of the best counter punchers.
Amazing IQ.
He's gonna be, you know, Nicolas Flas has potential to be a world champion. So even though Tiger Johnson is coming in undefeated, Nicolas Flas can upset him. I won't really call it an upset actually, because remember, Nicolas Flas has been down this road already. He upset Jahai Tucker. I can see Nicolas Flas pulling off another Jahai Tucker in this fight, because like Jahai Tucker, undefeated, top ranked, prospect, prodigy, whatever you want to call it, and Nicolas Flas out of nowhere, big underdog, beat him. So I can see the same thing here with Tiger Johnson. I don't think Tiger Johnson's good. He's undefeated. But I think Nicolas Flas is more battle-tested. He's fought the better competition. Yes, he has 2 losses. But after that last loss against Buhachica, where he got sparked in the first round, Nicolas Flas has made a big
360.
turnaround.
Oh, yes.
Big turnaround.
Oh, yes.
Stopping good fighters like Luque Santamaria. Like I said, Jahai Tucker. That's a big win. And Jahai Tucker hasn't lost since. And now Tiger Johnson may just be another victim. Who knows? We'll see. It's boxing. Anything can happen. But Tiger Johnson, he's in for a long night. Nicolas Flas.
I like that fight, but I like Flas.
Yeah. Nicolas Flas, to me, I feel he's going to be world champion. It'll be a big disappointment if he doesn't become a world champion, because to me, he has it. You know, he has it. He has the power, the timing, the aggressiveness, the chin, and he just comes to fight. And like I mentioned with Tiger Johnson, bringing in a couple of lackluster performances, Nicolas Flas has not turned in not one single lackluster performance. So we'll see what happens.
So what's next? If Flas is to, let's say he beats Tiger, what's in there for Flas?
I think he needs.
He's at what, 154?
147.
147, okay.
I think the next fight, if Flas wins, will be against Gabriel Maestre, the Olympian from Venezuela, 2-time Olympian. That was the fight that was supposed to happen, but I think Flas got injured or Maestre got injured and the fight fell off. But that fight could happen next, and then after that, if Flas is successful in that fight, then he fights for a world title. I think one more fight, which is the Maestre, and then a world title. We'll see what happens. A very intriguing fight that I recently spoke about yesterday or the 2 days before, 2 days ago. Today's what, Thursday? Tuesday, I spoke about one of the best fights this year, and is unfortunate, is on the Circus Clown Show, which is Jake Paul and Gervonta Tank Davis. The best fight on that card, Gary Antoine Russell versus Andy Hiraoka.
I love that fight.
You got two big power punchers going on there. 2 hard punching southpaws. The current WBA 140-pound champion Gary Antoine Russell, 18-1, 17 KOs. Then you got on the other side Andy Iraoka, 24-0, 19 KOs out of Japan, man. Let me tell you something. Japan is one of the best boxing countries right now. They're full of tremendous fighters, talent.
A lot of talent.
And Andy Hiraoka, and world champions. A lot of world titles. A lot of world champions out of Japan. Andy Hiraoka has a chance to join these top fighters out of Japan. From, like I said in my video, BoxRec has them ranked from 1 to 20. Each fighter has a star. 1 star, 2 stars, 3, 1 to 5. From number 20 to 1 is no less than 4.5 stars to 5.
Wow.
So a lot of fighters out of Japan from rank number 1 to number 20 are highly ranked. As I tell you, the load of talent Japan has in boxing. Andy Hiraoka is part of that list, but he's never been a world champion. He has the opportunity to become world champion by defeating one of the top 140s in Gary Antoine Russell in a fight that is going to be punches in bunches for as long as it lasts. Speed, power. Andy Hiraoka is not the fastest fighter. Gary Antoine Russell has more speed in that fight. But there's a nip and tuck. And both of these guys, like I said in my video, has what it takes to get the job done. You just never know what's going to happen. When you don't know what's going to happen in a fight, like you want to predict, but it's hard to predict, that's a good fight. Like, this fight right here is good.
So it looks like a 50-50 to you.
Right now, so far on paper, is a 50-50. Until that bell rings, I may change my mind, obviously. But any of these two guys can win this fight. Any of these two guys. Andy could become champion. Gary could retain. You just never know. It's a great fight. The best fight on the Jake Paul versus.
So it is for a title match.
Yes, it's for the WBA title for Gary Russell.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yes.
Yeah, so that fight, I can't wait for it. I made a nice video about it a couple days ago. Really good video. Check it out if you haven't. I'm looking forward to that fight. Oscar El Pupillo Collazo, ladies and gentlemen, the face of Puerto Rico. Puerto Rican boxing, the face of Puerto Rican boxing. 13-0, 10 knockouts. Oscar El Pupillo Collazo, de Villalba, Puerto Rico, Villalba. The current Ring Magazine, WBA, WBO, mini flyweight champion of the world at 105 pounds. Recently came off a stoppage win over Jason Vason.
What a fight. Good fight.
Referee. The corner came in and stopped the fight for Jason Vason. Maybe they know something we didn't. They know every trainer know their fighter more than anyone. I guess they saw that in that last round, Jason was taking a beating. The punches were Collazo was starting to get to Jason Vason in that round. The pressure was getting to him, and Collazo was landing most of his shots to the head, to the body.
I saw Jason slowing down.
And
definitely.
they felt that the body language of Jason Vason told the story. He looked like he was starting to look like he did not want to be in there anymore. So it was just a matter of time. That fight got stopped in the 7th round, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's kind of a long way to go. So, the corner did justice. They saved his fighter. Lived to fight another day. Jason Vason, he's still a young man, still a young fighter, very good fighter, explosive power. He even was giving Collazo a really good fight until the stoppage. He was able to hurt Collazo to the body, crack him good upstairs.
Yes, he did.
Of course, Collazo's a warrior. He's going to take it. He's going to, recover. He's going to do whatever it takes to regroup and fire back. But, got the job done, man. 4-0 now, with 3 knockouts over Filipino fighters. Something about Collazo. He's in a rivalry with the Philippines, man.
What's next for him?
More Philippine fighters. More Philippines. Because if he wants to unify the division, or undisputed, I should say, he's got to look. He's got 2 Filipino world champions in front of him. He's got Pedro Taruran, who is 18-4, 13 knockouts, 2-time IBF mini flyweight champion of the world. But of course, current right now, IBF meaning flyweight champion of the world, coming off back-to-back wins over Jinjiro Shigeoka, the brother of Yudai Shigeoka. And Pedro Tarudan is no slouch. I think he's the tougher challenge out of the world champions. Now, Melvin Jerusalem, even though Koyasu already defeated Melvin Jerusalem,
Right.
that fight?
I remember that fight.
That was for the WBO title that Melvin Jerusalem came in with, and Koyasu took it from him. And in that fight, I was a little worried because Melvin Jerusalem looked pretty darn
He
good.
was winning the fight.
He looked pretty darn good before he started to run out of gas. You know, the speed, power, looking like Pacquiao.
I think the body blow is what changed that whole fight.
Yeah, I want to believe so too, because Koyasu attacks the body really well. He gives us some side steps, the angles, and one of those body shots that went in there, that sneaked in there, hurt him. And ever since that,
it was a drastic change in rhythm.
Yeah.
After that happened.
So that fight got stopped in the 7th. Round 1, 2, 3, 4 was very shaky for Koyasu. I think Melvin started to slow down in the 5th and 6th, and after that, the corner threw it in the 7th. But prior to that stoppage, the fight was really competitive. Really competitive. Melvin wants revenge, and the fight makes a lot of sense even more. It's a bigger fight now than it was before, because now you have both fighters coming in as world champions.
Oh, wow.
When Melvin Jerusalem and Koyasu first fought, Koyasu was not the champion. Melvin was. Now, they're both world champions. Melvin now has the WBC title. Before it was the WBO, now WBC. So Melvin was able to bounce back and made a turnaround in his career and come back strong, man. Now these two guys are going in as world champions. Unify the division.
Okay.
To unify. Yeah, it's unification. And Melvin wants revenge. So he's thinking about that. And of course, Koyasu's coming in with the confidence like, hey, I beat you already. And there's a thing now with Koyasu. People are saying he should move up in weight to 112 to fight Rafael, the Mexican that defeated Kenshiro Teraji. Rafael Sandoval. And I'm like, no. I mean, maybe in the future, but not now, because
you got 3 guys
close.
Yeah.
He's close to becoming undisputed champion at 105 pounds. And he's going to be the first Puerto Rican to do so. So why go up in weight? You're close. You got Melvin Jerusalem in front of you. You already beat him. Beat him again.
Yep.
You got Pedro Tarudan. We don't know about that. I don't know about Pedro Tarudan and Koyasu. That's a tremendous fight. We never fought him. Fight him and see. And there you go. You become undisputed champion. The thing is now, Pedro Tarudan and Melvin Jerusalem. Those are good fights. Regardless if Koyasu defeated him already, this is gonna be a different fight. This is a different fight.
It is. It will be a different
Of course, Koyasu's gonna use the same tactics, body shots, trying to break him down. But Melvin Jerusalem is gonna remember that first fight. He's gonna want revenge. Let's see what happens. These are 2 intriguing fights for Koyasu, and I feel Koyasu should remain at 105 and target undisputed, because I think he has what it takes to get the job done. He's got 2 fights. He's only got 2 world champions left. One he already defeated, and another one that eventually we're going to be.
Are you seeing him fighting this year again?
Koyasu?
Mm-hmm.
We were at September, October, November. Nah.
No.
I'll say early next year.
Okay.
February.
So you take a little break.
I'll be surprised if Koyasu returns in December, I think. This fight was really hard. It was not an easy fight with Jason Vason. Jason Vason hit Koyasu pretty darn good. He hurt him to the body. It was a good physical fight. Wasn't a brutal fight, but to come back in December, that's too quick.
No, I think early next year.
I'll be
agree.
I'll be like February. But Koyasu versus Melvin Jerusalem and Pedro Tarudan will happen. I'll be surprised if Koyasu goes up in weight. Oh,
I'd like to see that fight again with Melvin.
Yeah, I mean, he has no choice unless Melvin loses.
And he has the WBC.
He has a WBC, so the rematch is even more intriguing. Both guys are world champions now. So I think Koyasu should chase undisputed. He's almost there.
Before moving up.
Yeah.
Definitely, before moving up.
Yeah. Let's look at the comments. Saludos. Frontline, how are you?
What's up, Frontline? What's up?
Koyasu didn't look too good his last performance, but I still ride with Migayo. Of course. Of course. Remember, Jason Vason was a ranked fighter. No joke. Naturally bigger guy, too. He came from 115. He used to fight at 115.
Oh, really?
Yes, 115, 130. So he was naturally the bigger man in that fight. And this was a 105 fight. So imagine, Koyasu was in there with a much bigger guy who has good power, attacks the body well. Asked Koyasu that. He was attacked there nice, and he got hurt. He tried not to show it, but he got hurt, and Jason Vason saw it. And he got clocked pretty good in the chin. But like I said, Koyasu is a warrior.
He's a dog. He's a dog.
He fought Vic Saludar, another Filipino fighter, with a busted nose throughout the fight. He got dropped and was able to rally back the way champions do. That's the fight that made me a fan of Oscar Koyasu. So I love that fight. But yeah, man, I always have faith in Koyasu, tremendous fighter. The most complete boxer out of Puerto Rico. Offense, defense, sidestep.
He's the face. He's the face of Puerto Rican boxing right now.
Deep amateur background, gold medal winner in the Pan Am Games. So it is what it is, man. He's great. He's a tremendous fighter. I'm comfortable with him going into the Melvin Jerusalem fight and the Pedro Tarunan. Those are tremendous fights for Koyasu and in the weight class as well. Those are tremendous action fights. Hard fights, but I think Koyasu has what it takes to pull it off. He already beat Melvin, so why not beat him again? No, he should stay right where he is till he gets undisputed.
We agree. Totally agree with that.
I would understand if he got one belt. No, he needs to wrap up. All he's got to grab is 2 more. He beat one man already. Beat him again, and then we fight Pedro, and then we are undisputed. Easier said than done, but it can be done.
It can be done.
Koyasu has the skills, the talent to beat these 2 guys. We'll see what happens because these 2 guys are no joke. Melvin Jerusalem, even though he got beat by Oscar Koyasu, he's still no joke. Anything could happen. Pedro Tarunan, very strong.
Filipinos, those are beasts.
Hard puncher. And most Filipino fighters are strong and explosive and quick. Rumors are that Vason corner stopped the fight because he was on something, whatever that means. Ugh. Whatever that means. I mean, on something. Well, regardless if he was on something or not, at the end of the day, he lost the fight. So if results come out saying he tested positive for a banned substance, at the end of the day, it's not going to matter because Koyasu got the job done.
Well, the only thing that's going to change is he's going to get, of course, suspended.
Yes.
He will get suspended.
Maybe a year suspension. That sucks, though, if that's
the case.
If that's the case. Hopefully that's not the case. And Jason Vason got stopped due to, not wanting to be in there. He was getting beat up. We'll see what happens. This last performance for Koyasu could be a blessing in disguise. We'll see. People in the comment section were saying Koyasu got lucky. The fight was close. It was even on their scorecards when the fight got stopped.
Right, but that's what happens when you get to this elite level.
I'm not gonna lie. It was competitive, very close. Jason Vason with maybe a point up, but like how the commentator's saying, in a unification fight, the biggest fight of your career, the corner is gonna throw in the towel in a fight that's close. Your fighter's probably up a point. I mean,
what happened?
Only their fighter. Only they know their fighter. Only they know the reason why they did it.
I think something was said the round before, and it was looking very close. And when they saw that fight, their fight is slowing down, that's when I guess they decided, you know what, we've seen enough.
And some trainers know their fighters so well that sometimes they make moves that we don't understand, like what we saw with Jason Vason. And
we also saw it with Ponce and Matias.
Ponce and Matias, yeah. Mm-hmm. That Ponce fight and Matias fight was close on the scorecards. And when they saw Ponce got dropped, and the corner threw it in. So yeah, Jason Vason, he lives to fight another day. We don't know what really happened. I would like to see an interview. I would like to see a video of the trainers being asked why did they stop the fight. I'm sure everyone would love to know the answer, but only they know. Lucky, no tough fight. Yes. Yeah. At this level, man, Koyasu is in for tough fights. That's what it is. And if he wants to become undisputed champion, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna get tougher. Even though he beat Melvin, it's gonna be a tough fight. Pedro Tarunan.
Tough fight.
Some people are calling him the boogeyman of the weight class. He's no joke. He's a big, strong, physical fighter. let's see what happens if and when Collazo fights Pedro Tarudan. Hopefully, we get that done. Let's see what else. Oh, let's talk about Xander Zayas versus Abbas Barrao. Ladies and gentlemen,
El Africano,
the new WBA junior middleweight champion of the world from Ghana, who fights out of UK, if I'm not mistaken. The African champion in Abbas Barrao. Tough fight for Xander Zayas, ladies and gentlemen. Xander Zayas, based on what I saw earlier on the internet, or yesterday, that Xander Zayas is rumored to fight Giovanni Santillan, who's naturally a welterweight. And when I saw that, I wasn't too pleased with it because I don't think Xander Zayas is going to gain anything from
definitely won't gain anything.
Giovanni Santillan. No disrespect to Mr. Santillan, who's a tremendous fighter, gave Brian Norman Jr. a tremendous fight, who's a warrior. Giovanni Santillan is a warrior, throws a lot of punches, tough Mexican fighter. Stylistically, it's a tremendous fight, but at the same time, I don't like the fight because Santillan is a welterweight.
He doesn't bring anything to the table. He doesn't at this time. So Xander Zayas needs something on the table.
But Xander Zayas did not agree to the fight. He backed out. Call it what you will. He ducked Santillan, whatever. I doubt it. Xander Zayas wants to chase bigger names, bigger fights. Abbas Barrao, like I said, call it what you want. He ducked Santillan. No, he didn't. I don't think he did because to me, accepting a fight with Abbas Barrao is a tougher fight than Santillan.
I totally agree with that too, also.
Not only is a tougher fight, but he's going up against a world champion now at 154.
Again. There you go.
There it is. Santillan brings nothing to the table. He doesn't. He doesn't. Barrao does. Because why? He's world champion. And it's a unification fight.
Is that fight already set?
It's not official, but Zayas wants it, and I think it's in the works, if I'm not mistaken. But it's the fight that makes sense. Zayas wants to unify. Santillan doesn't have any belt. He's a welterweight. What's the point of defending your title against someone that's a welterweight that has nothing?
So what are we looking at? December, maybe?
They're looking to put that fight in Puerto Rico.
Ooh.
They're looking to stage Xander Zayas' next fight in Puerto Rico. And if that's the case, Abbas Barrao is the dancing partner that night. Whew, what a fight.
We'll be there.
What a fight. And to take that fight to Puerto Rico, to fight in Puerto Rico, to defend your title and try to become unified champion in Puerto Rico. And usually when you fight in your home turf, sometimes promoters want to give you a soft touch or an okay touch just to give your home people a performance, a showcase.
A win.
Yes. But this right here is not a showcase. Abbas Barrao came off upsetting Yolenis Teles, who was a tremendous Cuban fighter, undefeated, MVP, signed by MVP Promotions, and he was the favorite. Abbas Barrao came into that fight not fighting for over a year. He came in shape, hungry, didn't came to lie down, didn't came for just a check. He came to win. And we saw the results. He took it to Teles.
It was an upset.
It was an upset, and it was one of the best performances that I've seen from a guy that's coming in as the underdog. I mean, Barras was in Teles' face majority of the night, and when the fight was in the last round, man, Barrao, he's just smiling at Teles while these two guys are exchanging, just smiling in between the exchanges, and Barras is just smiling like, yes, I love this shit.
Let's do it.
Keep hitting me because I'm going to keep hitting you back. I love it. And that's scary. And this is who Xander Zayas wants to unify with.
Style my fights.
You know, someone asked me moments ago, maybe like a half hour ago, do I like the fight with Barrao? With Xander Zayas fighting Barrao. I said, yeah, I like it more than the Santillan fight because Barrao is a harder fight. He's a world champion. Santillan has nothing. He's a welterweight. It makes sense. It's a unification. And I told that person in my inbox that in order for Xander Zayas to be taken even more serious, if he wants to be that next Puerto Rican star like Cotto, Tito, Camacho, big star, if he wants to take over Puerto Rican boxing and be that face, he's going to need to win fights like
This is the opponents he got to fight.
Like this. He's going to need to beat fighters like Abbas Barao. When I saw this fight being made or in the works, I said, this is Miguel Cotto versus Joshua Clottey, part 2.
He reminds me a lot of Azuma Nelson.
Azuma Nelson?
Yes.
Hell of a comparison because Azuma Nelson is the greatest African fighter of all time. And like I said, I mentioned Cotto versus Clottey because that was a tremendous fight.
Yes, it was.
Xander Zayas and Abbas Barao has what it takes to turn in a tremendous fight like how Joshua Clottey, Miguel Cotto and Clottey did. You know, and that's why I call this Miguel Cotto versus Joshua Clottey too, because you got the Puerto Rican fighter again, and then you got the strong, tough, coming forward African fighter.
Like what Azuma Nelson did with Fredo Gomez.
Wilfredo Gomez, yes. And Joshua Clottey against Cotto in a fight that was close on the scorecards, man. So if this fight happens, likely it will, man, it's going to be a hard fight for Xander Zayas. Of course, I back my Puerto Rican fighters up all the time.
Definitely. But
I'm going to be a nervous wreck for that fight because Xander Zayas, as skilled and as talented as he is, he's going to be looking good. He's going to be looking good. You know, sharp punches, quick.
But Sanders' last fight,
footwork,
he had a lot of stamina.
His
condition was amazing.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Against Jorge Garcia Perez.
Yeah. And that's the kind of stamina he needs to fight
Barras. Yeah. And Barras, he has a tremendous gas tank, as we all saw in the Tellez fight. So Xander Zayas cannot afford to run out of gas or get a little faded because Barras is going to be in his face from round 1
to 12.
To the 12. He's one of those fighters that gets strong as the fights progress. So Xander Zayas is going to have to be in the best shape that he's ever been to keep Barras, not only to keep Barras off of him, but to
beat him.
Box 12 perfect rounds if needed. It's a tough fight. Barras is not a big name like a Fundora, a Keith Thurman, but he's a guy that if you don't need to fight him, if he doesn't have a reason to fight, like a title or whatever, don't fight him. But he has a belt, right? So if you want to unify, you got to go through Barras. And he's a high-risk, low-reward type of guy, even though he's world champion, because he's not a big name. And on any given night, if he's in shape, which he will likely be, he can beat anyone. He can give any elite fighter a tough fight. And Xander Zayas is going to have his handful in this fight, straight up. Can he win it? Yes, but he's going to have to earn it. He's going to have to earn it because Barao ain't going no place. He's going to be right in Xander Zayas' chest. He can take a punch, as we all saw. He's got good power. It's going to be a tough fight.
Oh, yes.
Cuban fighters are good for the amateurs. They have that point system on but pro. Yeah, a lot of Olympic gold medals, tremendous amateur
Cuban
fighters.
Yep.
But in pro, they're pretty good. I mean, they're not great, but they got some good fighters out of Cuba in pro. You got Luis King Kong Ortiz, who should be retired by now, but really solid heavyweight in his prime. No one wanted to fight him. Hard punching Cuban southpaw. Yuri Ortiz Gamboa, Olympic gold medal winner, former world champion, unified.
Lara.
Erislandy Lara right now, the current oldest world champion. I think 42 years
42?
old. At 42 years old, 160-pound champion, WBA champion, Erislandy Lara, the ageless wonder, future Hall of Famer. Joel Casamayor, another tremendous fighter out of Cuba, former world champion multiple times, legend. Kid Chocolate, old school. This old school. Kid Chocolate,
definitely old school.
Peter Quillen, Cuban American, pretty good fighter. So, Guillermo Rigondeaux.
What is it? He was 3-time gold medalist. Or
2-time gold medal. 2-time gold medal winner. Over 300 fights, amateur fights.
Professional.
Not the best and entertaining fighter in pro. I hated when he was on the undercards of pay-per-view because we all know who was getting a snooze fest. But there was a couple fight. There were fights like Nonito Donaire in his fight with Nonito, where yes, it was not brutal high action drama, but that was his best performance because he showed footwork, boxing skills, defense, and it was just a beautiful display of boxing. So you can get that from Rigondeaux. You know, you can get a pretty impressive performance, but what you're not going to get is high action fight. You're not going to get that. So
that's why you don't see him anymore.
And he's old.
Of course.
He's 45. But about that, there's no one's going to want to fight. They didn't want to fight him then, so why would they want to fight him now?
Yeah, I agree.
Same thing with Luis King Ortiz. They're trying to put him there with Moses Itama. Moses Itama is the future of the heavyweight division. This guy is putting in Mike Tyson-like knockouts, right? And I'm seeing that they're trying to make Luis King Ortiz, who just came off a first round KO, basically
in Orlando.
At the Caribeo Royale. It's basically a showcase. And they're trying to get him in there with Moses Itama. Luis King Ortiz, he's 46 years old right now, unfortunately. I don't think Moses Itama would have entertained this fight if this was Ortiz before the Wilder fight. That would have been a hard fight. Ortiz, I think he's still a dangerous fighter.
Okay, he has that power.
He has that power. He's still that crafty Cuban. But at 46 against Moses Itama, who's putting in Mike Tyson-like knockouts, I think one or two good hard shots from Moses Itama right on Luis King Ortiz's chin. Ortiz goes down. Ortiz ain't standing up to those shots right now. Not at this point in his career. You know, this isn't when he fought Wilder in the first time. He's 46 years old now. You know, yes, he's still big. He's still strong. He still can punch. He's still got that Cuban. He still got box. That's what made him a dangerous fighter in his prime. That no one wanted to fight him. Hard punching southpaw Cuban fighter. But to do this matchup, I even said I hope they don't make this matchup because I'm a Luis King Kong Ortiz fan. And I'm like, man, I hope they don't make this fight because this is going to be a car wreck from Moses Itama. One fight I would like to see Luis King Kong Ortiz in with, though, and is a fighter that's in his 40s also, but is also a top heavyweight in Big Bang, Shaley Sean.
I like that. I
like that fight. Both guys are in their 40s. I think their best days are behind him, even for Shaley Sean. And I think Luis King Kong Ortiz versus Shaley Sean, King Kong versus Big Bang, I think is a solid fight. It's a good fight at heavyweight.
You sound like a promoter, Ocean.
I think it's a good fight. And you know why it's a good fight? And not to sound crazy, but I think it's a winnable fight for Luis King Kong Ortiz. You know why? I think he's the better boxer in that fight. Sean can box too. But Sean runs out of gas mid-fight.
Who gets the better punch?
The better punch, I think, is even. Okay. Sean can crack. He's called Big Bang. He can crack. Luis King Ortiz obviously can crack.
So it's who hits who first?
It's too big, because both guys are big. They're over 6 feet tall. Two big power punchers in their 40s. Best days are behind them. Is a must-win for both guys. The loser of this fight has to think about their careers. The winner, well, he moves on to bigger and better things and continues on. But I always thought about this fight for a couple years. King Kong Ortiz versus Shaley Sean is a fight that I like it. You know, I don't care what anyone thinks. I like that fight. And because Shaley Sean gasses out mid-fight, King Kong Ortiz can take advantage of that and probably start to land some shots and wear down Sean and actually stop Sean. Sean got stopped in his last fight because he faded.
Wow.
In a fight that he was doing pretty darn good. He even dropped the fighter. And he got gassed and he lost on a body shot. He was tired, he got hit to the body and he went down. So I think Luis King Ortiz, even at 46, has a better gas tank than Sean. So if Sean and King Kong Ortiz fights, I think King Kong Ortiz has a pretty good chance of winning that fight. I could be wrong, but it is a good fight. And I would like to see that fight. Hopefully it happens. If not, at least I had a tremendous fight in mind. Our next fight I want to talk about before we get out of here, ladies and gentlemen, Christian Mbili versus Lester Martinez. The rematch has been ordered by the WBC.
What
As we all
a
saw,
fight.
10 rounds of all-out war by these two guys. And I was shocked at the pace that Christian Mbili kept up in the fight.
From round 1 to 10.
Like everything was Mbili coming forward in Lester Martinez's face and shh.
If they clinch once, it was a lot. The referee job was the easiest job ever.
Sometimes I forgot there was a referee in that fight. You know, both guys, majority of the time, just swing away, hard punches, knockout shots. I remember 19-0 with 16 KOs, Lester Martinez. These are big punchers. Mbili, 29-0, 24 knockouts. So to see these two guys all out like that, trying to knock each other out for 10 rounds.
Do you have the copy or do you have any kind of numbers when it comes to the punches thrown in that fight?
Oh, man.
We gotta look for that.
I don't have. Let me see the.
We gotta look for that. That was some crazy.
I'm gonna look for that right now, ladies and
gentlemen. That was not even a defensive fight. That was like two warriors in a phone booth.
Copy box, ladies and gentlemen, for Mbili versus Martinez. Let's see what they got here.
Over 1,000 punches.
The numbers must be crazy. Let me see. Let's see. Copy box. Okay, record 95, 95, 96, 94, 97, 93. Those are the scorecards. Man, I don't have anything with the copy box. Let me see if I have it in pictures. Let me see. Copy box. Wait, hold up. Copy box. Let me see. Combined to land 5.9 of 149.4 punches thrown per round.
And it's over 1,000 punches.
46.2 are power shots.
Over 1,000. They try 100.
So 149.4 punches thrown per round.
And it's 10.
46.2 were power punches.
That's almost 1,500 punches in 10 rounds. 1,500 approximately in 10 rounds.
And everything was quick.
Everything was
fast.
Power.
Yeah.
Both men showed chin.
Yeah.
I cannot see how you cannot say no to them. Either or can punch. They can punch.
No, they can punch.
That African was relentless.
Mr. Mbili was in tremendous shape. He had a great training camp. So for him to go out there and do that, not only believed in himself, but he had a great camp to go out there and fight at a pace like that. He really was motivated the hell for this fight. Lester Martinez, some are saying the rematch now, Lester Martinez can adjust and he has a chance to win this fight.
What kind of adjustment he's gonna make?
I don't know. I just think that they're gonna pick off right where they left off. It's gonna be round 11. Some are saying it should be a 12-round fight. I agree. If it's for the WBC interim title, it should be a 12-round fight. It's like a title eliminator. Title eliminators, they're 12 rounds. You got an interim WBC title on the line from Christian Mbili. Put it 12 rounds. I was surprised this fight with 10 rounds. But they're saying that if it's 12 rounds, Lester has a chance to win because he could probably win the last 2 rounds.
I would have liked to see both fighters go different ways, recover from that ridiculous amount of beating, and get each other get another win and then come back in that rematch. Because that was crazy. I can imagine how they felt 24 hours after.
Yeah, Sunday morning.
I'd like to see any of them with Crawford. How about that?
That brunch, wherever Mbili and Lester Martinez had brunch Sunday morning, they must have been in pain, hurting. Oof.
Brunch? I don't think they had any brunch.
I think they went. No, they went to the hospital.
For sure.
They went to the hospital. They probably stayed there and they had to get checked. It wasn't just a backstage check. No, they had to go in the ambulance because the pace that these two guys went at and the amount of punches they absorbed.
It's crazy. Crazy.
And like I said, in the rematch, styles make fights. I think they're gonna pick off right where they left off.
But that's the only thing they know how to do.
Christian Mbili is gonna go right at Lester Martinez once again, and here we go. Once again.
Yep.
They're gonna do it again, guys.
I want to see it.
The adjustment that Lester Martinez is gonna make,
It's gonna be. It's not. What adjustment he's gonna make? Almost. Yeah. What do you think?
He's not Crawford.
He's gonna clinch 10 more times.
He's not Crawford. He cannot get
That's
out of
what I'm
that.
saying.
He's not gonna switch. He's not gonna be slick in there. No, he's gonna be on his back on the ropes trying to counter, while Mobila is all in his chest, trying not to give him any space, no breather, and just once again nip and tuck, punches and bunches, and it's gonna be another crazy banger. I hope they make it 12 rounds. Wherever card this fight lands, likely on a Riyadh season card again, ring, whatever. Man, the fans are gonna love this.
I want to see it.
I was surprised at how quick the WBC jumped on the fight, but at the same time, I was happy because it is a rematch that's needed. You know, we all wanted a winner in this fight, and unfortunately, we didn't get it. Because when the fight was announced draw, most of the crowd was not.
Well, the winners was the people who saw the fight.
But I'm okay with the draw. I'm one of those that was okay with the draw.
I was okay with it too.
Most of the rounds were basically the same, taking chances, taking each other, taking turns. I'm gonna land 5 shots. You land 5 shots on me. It was just crazy. So one of the best fights this year. Actually, it was Fight of the Year contender. 10 rounds of all-out war. So yeah, guys. Let me know what you guys think all of that we just talked about in the comment sections below. We've been here for almost an hour. I appreciate for everyone that tuned in. You know, it's always a pleasure to come on here live. I don't do it often, but when I do, you know, it's pretty entertaining. This is like the 5th live between me and my dad, and of course, there's gonna be plenty more to come. Stay tuned. Of course, stay tuned for the next one. Like I said. As I'll be looking forward to it. I know you guys are going to be looking forward to it as well. And I don't know if he's here live right now watching, but there's a subscriber there that has commented a couple of times about you should go live and do more lives often. And well, you got your live now, so I hope you enjoy it. I hope you're on now and you have enjoyed it or enjoying it. And yep. And I hope to see you in the next one. Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Wilson Cruz, my dad, Miguel Cruz. It's always a pleasure to talk to you guys about boxing. Frontline, Oemo, see you later.
Suavemente.
And I'll see you guys in my next video or live. You guys have a good night.
Ciao.
Peace.